Hey guys, my name is Elizabeth and welcome back to another video. Hold on, let me go ahead and raise you guys up. Okay, perfect. It's been a hot minute, but today we are doing my April TBR. I don't know if you can see what's going on like behind me over here. I literally just got out of Walmart doing my weekly shopping, and when I got here there was a fire rescue. Firefighters and like 3 or 4 cops, but when I passed by, I guess it was like an elderly person that needed help. And then as I am walking out with my groceries, there is a flipped over car. Yeah, hopefully, I don't even know how that happened. I honestly do not want to know how that happened. Hopefully whoever is involved is okay. Anyways, I went and read 4 books in the month of April. It wasn't my best reading month, but I usually do average about 4 books a month. And 2 of them were like pretty chunky, and I don't know why, but like the last one that I read in April took me a while to get through, even though it was a reread. Either way, the first book I read was The Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. This is the 3rd book in the Knock 'Em Out series, and I don't know why so many people gave this like bad reviews because I loved this book. It deals with Lucian and Sloane. You're still following the same mystery from the first 2 books, except of course everything here comes to conclusion. You finally find out why they cannot stand each other. And honestly, it was kind of like infantile because he was old enough to understand why she did what she did, but it's like whatever. I still loved it. Lucian, I'm sorry, he was like super hot. Oh, this is where this bookmark was. I was thinking about this bookmark the other day. Found it. I'll link it down below if you guys liked it. But either way, I believe I gave this one a 5-star on my Goodreads. This was my favorite one. Yes, she is a chunker, but I really could not put it down. So chef's kiss to this one. I love me some Lucy Score. The next book that I read, and I meant to put this one like in the video for my spring TBR, but I forgot. I don't know why, because I had it written down in my reading journal, but I forgot. But anyways, it is The Book of Lost Names by Kristen Harmel. It is a little bit thinner, but like, okay, so this book is about Eva, and she is Jewish, I think in Poland or whatever. And you have 2 different timelines. You have today, well, not today, but like 2005, so it's like modern day. She lives in Florida, and she sees a newspaper clipping about a book. You have no idea what this book is, but she knows. So she goes over to like Germany, I believe it was, where the book was, to like say, hey, the book is mine, this is what it is. But at the same time, you're getting her journey. So during the Holocaust, she was able to help children like be smuggled with false papers into Switzerland. So the book that she had found was the Book of Lost Names, which is like a specially coded system that her and her partner had come up with, because these children were given like Christian names and like non-Jewish names, that way they wouldn't, be known. And it was a way for the children to be able to remember their roots, their Jewish heritage. There were some parts that made me cry, but it's like, I don't know. I really don't know why. I bought this book last year, so I've honestly had it for maybe about a year. I really don't know what took me so long to read it. It was beautiful. It had me in all my emotions. I did not expect the ending. I like the ending. Did not expect it. 5-star. Now, this got me into like a little historical fiction kick, and my favorite time period of historical fictions is World War II. I do not know why. So the next one is this one, Once We Were Brothers. This book is old, and I mean old. Well, not too old, but like, it was published 2013, 2010, and then 2013. So I'm guessing 2010. I've had it más o menos since then. I even had the BJ's receipt in here, but it was like so worn out, I couldn't even tell you what day or year I bought this. But it is about Benjamin Solomon. He is Jewish, and he was able to survive the Holocaust. And this one does take place in modern times. And he believes that he recognizes someone who was an SS officer. Now, this person, he claims, wasn't Jewish. He was just someone that was kind of like raised as a brother when his parents kind of like abandoned him to better the life, and then they picked him up later. And it just kind of goes about that. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. So you're between our time that he's trying to say that this person, the person's name is Elliot, is Otto. That's the name. He's trying to say that Elliot and Otto are the same person, but he has like no way to prove it. So he goes to find like this lawyer who's a really good lawyer and can do that. And then she kind of helps him figure out if Otto and Elliot really are the same person. there were parts of this book I was just like, oh my God, how boring. Like it was like a struggle bus to get through it. But man, that ending, I must have binged like the last 30% of the book because I could not stop. I'm not gonna tell you what it was because I feel that it would be a spoiler, but I wanted more. Like the way the book ended, I wanted more. I was satisfied with the ending, but I still wanted more. Now I know that if I would have gotten more, the book would have been 3 times as big as this, with what I wanted, and it can't be that big. So it was a satisfying ending in a way, because like what happens after that, so you don't really need like the epilogue. But I really don't know why I waited so long to read this. It was an excellent read, and I did give it 4 stars because, like I said, some parts were just like a little struggle bus that I had to push through. But either way, 4 stars. And then the last book that I read literally like at the end of April was All the Light We Cannot See. I read this book back when it first came out in like 2014, but after the TV show came out, I wanted to read it again. I would say, I did watch the TV show. I would say that the TV show is easier to follow in terms of like the timeline, because you do have different timelines. You have when St. Malo is being bombarded by the Americans, and then you have like how, I forgot her name. Marie, that's her name. How Marie and her dad got to St. Malo and all that stuff. So her dad is like a curator for special gems at a Paris museum or whatever. And as soon as they realized that the Germans overtook Paris, he got all the jewels, and he kind of like spread them out. But there's one jewel in particular called the Sea of Flames that is supposedly cursed. If you have it, you live forever, but then bad things happen to those that you love. And the Germans are looking for it. So what they did was they made 3 exact replicas of that stone, and they sent out different people. Now, if you had one of the stones, you didn't know if yours was the true stone or if it was a replica. Now, Marie is blind. She lost her sight when she was really young. So while they lived in Paris, her dad built her like a model city so that she would be able to find her way around the city. And so sorry for the silence. Like I said, that accident is still going on. So the same thing happened when they got to St. Malo. Her dad made her a new model of the city because, they were going to be there for a while. His uncle was there. And it's just like the story of what happens after that. And then her father was charged with protecting one of the stones, like either the actual Sea of Flames or one of the imitation ones. Now, what he got, I'm not going to tell you because that would be a total spoiler. And then you have the story of Werner también. Okay, he is a German boy and he's an orphan. He's got a younger sister. And it's kind of like his training and kind of like his role in everything that happened. This was a little bit of a breath of fresh air because it really didn't deal with children and it really didn't deal with the Holocaust. Like, I'm currently reading one now that is dealing with the Holocaust as another reread. We will get there in May, but it's like I have to take time to read that because since I'm a mom, like things hit a little bit different now. But anyways, I'm going on a tangent. So I really did like this book. There were some moments that I was just like lost because I didn't have time to like sit there, and say I'm gonna read for 3 hours today because I don't have that type of time. So I would sometimes get confused between like what timeline we were at, but it was definitely a 4-star. I'm so glad I reread it. I binged the show, like literally I went to bed at 1 in the morning on Saturday. For me, a mom, I could not stop. Episode 4, I was like, nope, next, keep going. The book and the show did end differently. The book give you kind of like an epilogue as to what happened when St. Malo was rescued by the Americans. And the show stops like kind of right there. They both have satisfying endings to me in a way, but I'm not going to tell you in what way because then it's a spoiler. And if you're really interested, then you're going to go ahead and watch the show or read the books. Either way, I know it was kind of short, and I know that this video is kind of short, and I'm so sorry. But those are the 4 books that I read in April. If you read any of these, please let me know in the comments down below. And also, which book do you recommend that I read maybe for May? I would love to know as well. So thank you so much for following me along in my reading journey. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button down below and the bell so that you can be notified of all my future uploads. And I'll see you again next time. Bye.